a copper anomaly. There was an old silver mine that had a historic resource, and we noticed that there was an anomaly. We ran the old model through new software, and lo and behold, we had ourselves a good-looking target. And I'm just going to bring up on the screen for a second here. I'm going to show you what all of this looks like.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for making time for us here at SmallCapVoice.com for our online business briefing, where we shine a spotlight on some of the smartest and freshest plays out there in the market today. Now, to that end, we're welcoming to the show for the very first time Regency Silver Corp. This is a dually listed company. They're traded on the TSXV Venture Exchange under the ticker symbol RSMX, and here on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol RSMXF. I want you to learn more about the company. If you use one of those ticker symbols, you can pull up the press release, scroll down, find the contact information, or just go to regency-silver.com. We are lucky enough to be joined by the chairman of the company, and that's Bruce Bragagnolo. Bruce, thanks for making time for us today at Small Cap Voice.
Thanks, Stuart. It's nice to be able to introduce a story to your viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start there. For our viewers who may not be familiar with your company yet, let's learn about the business model and the markets that you operate in.
I guess the best place to start is with my history in Mexico. I've been working down there in the mining sector for the last 20 years with a number of successes. My biggest success down there was Timmins Gold Corp, which we eventually listed on the New York Stock Exchange on the what's it called? The smaller board of the New York Stock Exchange. And then also Silvermex Resources and Continuum Resources. So I've had a history of success in the country. I really like Mexico as a mining jurisdiction. There's a wealth of minerals down there: gold, silver, copper, lots to discover. And the country has a rich endowment and a rich mining history. So great place to work. So we started Regency about 5-6 years ago. Took us a while to get public, but we recognized that there was something really special happening at this particular property called Dios Padre in Sonora, Mexico. Now, I'm used to working in Sonora. The San Francisco mine of Timmins Gold was in Sonora, so I'm used to working out of Hermosillo, which is a major mining center, the biggest mining center in the country, really. And we drilled off the. We noticed there was a copper anomaly. There was an old silver mine that had a historic resource, and we noticed that there was an anomaly that showed up on IP. Now, for those who don't know what IP is, it's called induced polarization. You send a charge into the ground and you collect a signal, an electrical charge. You collect a signal. The faster the signal goes, the more conductive, the more chargeable the ground is. And when you get a very highly conductive piece of ground, that's where you're probably going to find copper, because you're using copper wire. It's highly conductive. That's why you use copper wire for electrical wiring and for electronics. So we found there was an IP anomaly. We ran the old model through new software, and lo and behold, we had ourselves a good-looking target. And I'm just going to bring up on the screen for a second here. I'm going to show you what all of this looks like.
Great.
Yeah, it's a very interesting project. So we initially had this, we'll call it the IP anomaly. Now, the IP anomaly was in this area here. And we had the old silver mine. And I'll tell you, it's a huge difference these days. You hear about AI and other methods of finding, of helping you with your language. Well, there have been advances in the in mining software and modeling software as well. So we ran the old silver mine model through new software, and we came up with this model that showed us that the mineralization dipped 45 degrees to the north. Well, we said, okay, we've got an IP anomaly here, which looks like copper. We've got gold and silver over at the old silver mine. Let's pop a hole right where we think this is going to meet up underneath the old silver mine. And right where we thought we were going to hit, we hit a spectacular drill hole. And this is what the first piece of core looked like that showed us we were onto something big. In that, you can see there's pyrite, chalcopyrite. These are all minerals that indicate a large copper system. In this case, it's quite large. And we drilled 38 meters of 7.36 grams of gold, 36 meters of 6.84 grams of gold, including 0.88% copper, 21.8 grams per ton of silver, and another hole. This is only out of 10 holes. We've hit 3 spectacular holes. Another one, almost 30 meters, is 6.32 grams per ton of gold. So we were very surprised and delighted with the results of our first 10 holes. They indicate that we're drilling into a big copper, gold, silver system, and it's just the start. So we feel we're on to one of the biggest discoveries in Mexico in recent years. We're very happy with our recent results. Now, that's what we've done in the last year. Our model here is to drill off the deposit and sell it to a major or a mid-tier. Those companies now are having a hard time filling their own pipelines. A lot of the mines that were built 10, 20 years ago are running out of ore. Our goal is to fill that pipeline. Maybe we leave a little early, but we certainly want to make sure we have an exit here that benefits all of our shareholders, because our interests are aligned with those of our shareholders.
All right, very good. Well, thank you for that history, and not only the history, the recent history, which is outstanding.
I'm just going to go through the presentation a bit.
Okay, great. So I see you've also put up a screen on the board of directors. Let's go ahead and continue through the presentation then, Bruce.
Sure. Well, here we have Hesper Gronewagen, our CEO and director, Mike Thompson, our independent director, and Mike Tucker, who has done a fantastic job of siting the drills and getting us the excellent results that we've had to date. So this is what an open pit heap leach mine looks like. This is the San Francisco mine in Sonora. That's a mine that I built and funded all of the money to build it. We were producing 100,000 ounces a year of gold here for probably about 10 years. It's shut down now. It's on care and maintenance. Also, sale of Silvermex. And I was also director of Continuum Resources, and we merged with a mid-tier producer called Fortuna Silver. So all of my projects have been mines. They've all been big successes in Mexico. And you can see from the market cap, we took Timmins Gold from a market cap of 7 million to 475 million. We took Silvermex to 175 million from 7 million. And that's our goal again with Regency, is to drill it and get a significant multiplier on the market cap. So here's where Dios Padre is. It's close to Hermosillo. One really good thing about Mexico is the infrastructure is excellent. There's road access on a paved road. It's actually a highway to within 20 kilometers of the site. We have an excellent workforce, skilled labor. We have power. Elon Musk has provided us with internet. We have that Starlink internet, which is fantastic. It works everywhere, even remote areas. Lots of mines in the district. The other big discovery, I would say, of the last 20 years in mining has been Las Chispas, which is a mine in Sonora. It's owned by Silvercrest Metals. A little different than us, but once again, a success story. We're very fortunate to have a project that has size. It's got grade and it's got size. So it looks like the gold right now will be the main driver of value, but certainly there's a lot of silver to be discovered over at the old silver mine, and a lot of copper for the battery metal story. in the porphyry that we discovered as well. So lots of mineralization, the minerals that I like, gold, copper, and silver. So we're right in the heart of something big here. We learned a lot the last year. We learned the orientation of the ore body. Oh, sorry, I can't say ore. We learned the orientation of the mineralized zone. It's northwest southeast. It's over 100 meters thick in a lot of places, so it's got that size potential that's necessary for a mid-tier to major to want to acquire us. Now, the reason that the width is so important here, and for your viewers, just take a look out the window next time you see a building that's higher than 16 stories, because 16 stories is what 38 meters is equivalent to. So that type of a zone underground would lend itself to bulk tonnage mining, and bulk tonnage mining is relatively inexpensive. So the reason that we're so excited about this is not only the grade, but the width of the mineralization, because that would lend itself to low-cost mining, which drives the economics ultimately of the project. So this is the model. Here's a piece of our core. What happens is you have these porphyries, the water gets trapped underground, and then you have the magma hit the water and it blasts up the rock and it causes this brecciation. Brecciation is just a smashed up rock. And then after that, you have these mineralized fluids coming in a lot of places, and they fill in the holes in the rock. So here, this shows you the model. This was a 5 million ounce deposit in Australia, and this is what we have. Very high grade. This is a particular piece of core that is very high grade, but on the average, we're getting very good grades as well. So just put this on an angle. That's our model. And this is on our website if anybody wants to have a look at it.
Great.
Here's some pieces of the core. Nice crystals, pyrite. This is a very high grade piece of core. It doesn't look that remarkable, but it certainly is. This is part of that 38 meters of 7.36 grams of gold. There's also that's the high grade core of it. There's actually 55 meters of 5.34 grams. So very high grade over very good width. We did our own induced polarization, and this shows you where the halo is on top of that porphyry system. So it's about 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer, so it's quite a large system. Great intercepts of silver. We need to do more work at the silver mine. It's not operational now, but certainly the grades are there, and we need to put some more work into that. Here's our stock chart. We were doing very well until the market kind of turned on us last year. I think most of the charts of the juniors look the same. We were doing very well until last April, and then it looks like most of the junior sector in general took a bit of a hit. We've been cleaning up our market and putting our stock into better hands over the course of the last year or so. And now we're ready to resume an uptrend in my view. Everything's aligning right now. We have a record high gold price that we just hit in the last, say, 2 weeks or so. We've cleaned up, in particular in Regency, we've cleaned up our market and put the stock into better hands. And looks like the general mining sector is moving up. So this is a real value proposition in the junior sector in general, and Regency in particular, just because of the outstanding results we've had at Dios Padre over the last year.
Outstanding.
And I'll move to the last shot. This is what it looks like on the ground. It's easy to work there. We can build roads. We're fully permitted for our exploration. It's non-disruptive. We're just drilling, and we're the locals are quite happy to have us there. We're providing good paying jobs, and we really believe in being a good member of the community and providing good paying jobs to the locals. So lots of good news ahead for Regency Silver. We plan to get back drilling over the next couple of months after the market improves a little bit, and drill 10 more holes along strike to the southeast, just to continue with those excellent results we had from drilling in 2023.
Yeah, I heard a lot of great things from you there, Bruce. I mean, we talk about the price of gold. We talk about the recovery from what we saw there on your chart with so many junior miners following that flow. But I mean, viewers, here's the big takeaway. Bruce, your track record, I mean, I already know of Silvermax. I already know of Timmins, but I didn't know how small they were at the start. And now you've got your next project. And I mean, you've shown the proof is in the pudding, and it's also in the track record. A lot of times, the track record is what we have to look at when we're dealing with an exploration and a mining company, because what takes it from point A to point B, or from junior to producer, it's exactly what Bruce is bringing to the table, which is that pedigree. Bruce, thanks for doing that presentation for us. Anything you want to leave with the shareholders, the listeners, your potential investors as a closing thought or comment?
The only thing I'd like to say is this is the best project I've seen in a long time. Certainly in Mexico, it's got the characteristics you're looking for that have the potential to be something really significant. This is not a small project. This is going to have some legs to it. We're early days into a big discovery here.
Well, I mean, that's the big thing here. Once again, I'm gonna drive that home. If you say to us, this is one of the best projects that you've seen in a while, well, we're sitting in front of computers. We're looking at that. You're the man with the plan on the ground. Your team's on the ground. You're doing these drills. You would know. We wouldn't. So I put a lot of trust in that, Bruce. I put a lot of trust in the team you've assembled around yourself. So listeners, what do you do from here? You want to add this company to your watch list. You want to watch the flow of news. You want to do your own due diligence on the company. The ticker symbols we gave you at the outset on the TSXV, it's RSMX. On the OTCQB, it's RSMXF. Bruce, wonderful interview with you. I hope we get a chance to touch base with you over the summer, because it sounds like there's quite a lot going on the ground in Mexico currently. So it'd be great to get an update from you in a few months.
Love to do it.
All right, Bruce, thanks so much for making time for us here at Small Cap Voice.
Yeah, thanks, Stuart.
All right, for Bruce Bragagnolo, this is Stuart Smith of SmallCapVoice.com saying, hey, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, leave us comments for Bruce. We'll get him in front of him. We'll get him back on the show as soon as possible. For Bruce Bragagnolo, this is Stuart Smith saying thanks so much for tuning in.